one of the driving forces for us, or for me at least, contributing, doing these videos is just I remember not being told these things about marriage. And maybe it's different now for...
Hey everyone, I'm K.A. Will.
And I'm Gabby.
And we want to welcome you to another episode of Marriage Journey. We are K&G Culture. And as you guys know, we came up with that name because we realized early on, even before in our marriage, that you are responsible for creating your own culture. So we want to basically get that message across that we are creating culture. When you get together with your husband, your wife, you guys are responsible for the morals that you teach. You're responsible for the atmosphere in your home, in your house. You're responsible for things you teach your children, how you handle finances, these type of things. So you are creating a culture in your household. So it doesn't have to be like the example that we saw.
Right. So our big thing is like being intentional, as we are learning how to be intentional too.
Yeah.
So we hope that through our podcast that you will get some insight into who we are, but also like get some conversation starters and stimulate good conversation between the two.
Yeah. So this episode is a little different. We really just want to talk about how thankful we are. The year is ending, and the holidays are coming up, and this is usually like the time where we get to reflect and talk about the things that we're thankful for, hang out with family, time off. And I posted online a couple of years back that I really didn't realize how much I need time off for the holidays. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize we literally would just keep going and going as far as work, as far as life. Life happens. But if we didn't have the holiday season, November, December, you just don't realize how fast life can go. Mm-hmm. And how things can pass you by. So I really enjoy the time hanging out with family. What about you?
What am I thankful for? I am grateful for knowledge. This year, we watched a whole bunch of YouTube University where you can get good resource or not, depending. But I'm just grateful for knowledge. It is a privilege and an honor to have it because you move different when you know. You move different. Maybe take on more risk than you were. Well, I'm talking for myself. I feel like I'm willing to take more risks than I would have if I didn't know certain things, or just being able to do things that I even know existed.
Yeah. Do you think though that that's probably one of the reasons people don't take risks? Maybe it's just a lack of knowledge. They don't know anything in a particular area, so right. It's I'm not going to do that because I know nothing about that. Yeah. So therefore, they're not going to take the risk.
For me, that paralyzes me. I'm like, I'm not an expert, or I don't understand all of this. Let me move on. So I'm grateful to learn more about being an entrepreneur, things that you can do that's outside of the 9 to 5, how to be financially free. Because I'm finna get my time.
That's right, get that time back.
That's my one of my goals. I know, sure, it's for generational wealth and all that stuff. Yeah. For me, is being able to go on vacation freely when I'm not 60 with arthritis in my knees and I can't even walk. You feel me? I want to be able to enjoy all those things beforehand. Sooner than later.
Right.
Because arthritis is a joy killer.
Man.
Joy killer. So the overall theme is to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor earlier than later.
Yeah. That's a good one. And I think a lot of people don't think that way because either we're too busy or life is just going, or we've just been programmed to think that we have to wait until we're 65.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
It really didn't make sense to me. I'm like, so what am I gonna be doing when I
when I turn that, all of a sudden I'm gonna find something.
losing my short-term memory, like I'm having other problems. Going for a beat, but
oh man.
yeah. So I want to be able to enjoy earlier than later.
Yeah, definitely. A couple milestones for me this year. So last year, I mean, we have always been into like trying to save money and all that stuff, getting our finances in order.
Right.
Quick plug, next year, we want to talk more about that, like finances and budgeting and stuff like that. But anyway, last November, it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
So last November is when I started investing in the stock market. So it's been a year already, and I'm just like, wow, time has flown by. Basically, like you said, self-taught, YouTube University. I've learned a lot, actually made some money. So I'm like stoked about that. And then recently, I applied, I got my LLC to start a business.
Yeah.
So it's like this year, between last year and this year, it's like things are just moving. And like you said, these are things that we traditionally, we weren't taught about and we wouldn't have done. So I'm just thankful. That, like you said, knowledge increasing and making different decisions, positioning ourselves to move differently.
Right.
Not just staying, like I said, creating our own culture, not just staying traditional workers, like most of our parents did,
Yeah.
Let's see, what else am I thankful for? I'm definitely thankful for our kids, because, man, like, kids can drive you crazy, but I realize you have to look for those moments where, it's like a teachable moment, or where you just reflect, you sit back and watch them and realize, man, that's my child, and how much you love them,
Right.
how much you enjoy spending time with them, and all these things. So, yeah, anything about the kids you want to talk about as far as
my babies, my hearts? I'm grateful to. I'm grateful to learn and continuing to learn about letting go of control. And I don't have to be controlling. I don't have to get them to do things my way. Let them learn on their own. And it'd be messy. Hey, you're like, well, just do it this way. I promise you that's the way it's going to work. But then they start to make other decisions on their own, start to do things that you were surprised with. Like Shyla, so they bring a blanket to school, and now they're allowing them to bring book bags. And she said, well, we could just put the blanket in the book bag. I didn't suggest that. You didn't suggest that. I didn't even think about that. But she thought of it on her own, like trying to figure out problems on her own, or trying to work smart, not hard.
Her reasoning skills are very good.
Exactly. So that, yeah, I couldn't have, like, I think if I was too controlling, she would not have been able to make that decision on her own, or to be able to
voice it.
Correct. So I'm grateful that, but it's growing it's painful, because you want what's best for them. You want them to be safe. Want them to have an easier life. But I'm grateful as I'm letting go of more control, is more freeing for me. I don't have to mold you into something that I want. You could just be you. But it ain't perfect. I'm still struggling. But I'm grateful to know that there's a different way of parenting. Like, I don't have to.
Yeah, definitely thankful for that, because if it's one thing, kids will make you grow, or they'll show you where you are.
Correct.
Yeah, like where you are as far as in your life.
Yeah.
And like, do you have your life together?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, man. Something that I think is probably one of the number one things that I'm thankful for this year and grateful for, us being more open. man.
You mean to the world or to each other?
Mostly to each other, but we can talk about to the world too. That's another plus. Because I realized that if you're not, what am I trying to say? Like, we got a chance yesterday just to talk. Like, what's been bothering me, what's been bothering you, like, what am I struggling with, what are you struggling with? And it's like, I don't know if we had that time or that chance to do it lately. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, wow. So being able to just be open and talk about what our struggles are, it allows us to grow closer.
Right.
So I'm definitely thankful for that, and recognizing that we need each other. Like, the conversation, it makes us stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about us being open has helped you this year, or you're thankful for, as far as talking and things we dealt with?
Well, I'm grateful for the videos. Again, I'm not like a in front of the camera person, but I see us growing and growing, like, as doing well with the videos, trying to have great chemistry and all that stuff. But I'm grateful that it's fun.
Yeah.
I am grateful that, again, going outside my comfort zone to do this.
Which is something that, again, we wouldn't normally have done. Even this now, podcasting is just becoming part of our culture. It is. It really is. Like, not just the culture in our home, but the world. There's a lot of podcasts out there now. Like, people are starting podcasts. Different topics and subjects, things to talk about. They have their own atmosphere for their podcast. Yeah. But the other thing I'm thankful for, now that you say that, is we are able to share, not just with each other, but as we're sharing with other people. This has been like a form of therapy for me. Like, seriously. Yeah, it's been therapeutic to be able to sit down and talk about, what happens in our household, the decisions that we make, what's going on with our communication. So I'm definitely grateful that we've had this time, because maybe the therapy we're giving ourselves, we probably would not have done outside of this.
Okay, so trying to carve out time to talk and to. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm dragging my feet. I am tired this morning. I just realized I'm talking slow and stuff. I am tired.
The time change will get you.
Right. So there's something that you said about this being therapeutic. Oh, yeah, because I think one of the driving forces for us, or for me at least, contributing doing these videos is just I remember not being told these things about marriage. And maybe it's different now for people who are younger than me. Maybe like because it's information everywhere that they're able to seek out this stuff. But I just remember I wasn't told this stuff.
Right. Like, this is stuff that people didn't talk about. Right.
And then you're looking at other people, you're like, oh, they must be doing well. They must be perfect. And you're like, well, why am I struggling with these things? But nah. Yeah. We're all struggling in one way or another.
Yeah, and that's another plug too. We encourage you guys, if there's a topic that wasn't discussed, like, in your house growing up, or things just in life that you weren't taught about relationship, about finding a husband or a wife, comment below and let us know. We definitely would take those comments and try to do a video on it if we can. Like, we're not experts in any area, but we have been married for over 8 years. So there's a lot that comes with those 8 years. Trying to remember what you said. Oh, well, just being thankful. I remembered as you were talking, like, our family. Like, I'm thankful for family, as far as our parents, our siblings. We all have jobs. Everybody is pretty much in good health. So I'm definitely thankful for that because, like I said, around this time, the holiday season, you get to reflect on all those things that maybe throughout the year you might have taken for granted. Like, you don't think about, oh, nobody got sick this year. Or you don't think about, nobody's looking for a job this year. It's only when you get to sit down and reflect, or you have that time off. That's why I said, like, it's so important to take that time. Rest is important. Sometimes we think just going. We think if we keep going, we'll achieve more. But I am a believer that rest is just as important as working. Like,
Right.
you need that recovery time so that you can come back and give it a different view. Your mind can be clear to see it from a different perspective.
And I remember practicing piano and like trying to get this string of notes and doing it over and over again and couldn't get it. And my mom would be like, all right, just take a break. No, I gotta finish. And then when I took a break and came back, did it perfectly. So not always having to go. Yeah, but grateful for family and being in so close proximity to them because they have helped raise these kids while we live out our dreams working.
And while we do these podcasts.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Grateful to be close to them so that they can help out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that you can take time after listening to this podcast to reflect on the things that are important to you, the things that you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Because there's another thing that I realized, that in order for us to really enjoy life, like, a lot of people are out there chasing things. They're chasing the bag. They're chasing the next hype. They're chasing clout. They're chasing, what's the next big thing. But they're not happy. They're not really enjoying life. It's just a chase. It's like a cat and mouse game. But I realize in order for you to really enjoy life, you got to reflect on the things that you're thankful for. Look at what you have already. Look at what you have right now. And just taking that attitude, man, you'll enjoy life more. Like, you'll be able to sit, like you said earlier, you'll be able to reflect on the fruits of your labor. Like, man, the stuff I have now, man, let me enjoy this because I worked for this.
Right.
This is what I'm living for. So yeah, just changing that perspective will help you enjoy life more. That's what I realized.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we hope this episode has been encouraging to you guys. We hope that it inspires conversation on being thankful and grateful, and just showing appreciation. And let your family members know. Let your friends know. Let the people that are in your circle, let them know how much you appreciate them. Say those words. Say I love you. Say, hey, I was just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Just checking up on you. Those things go a long way because you never know what people are going through. You never know what people are going through. So yeah, we'll end it there. We're going to get out of here. I'm K.A. Will.
And I'm Kathy.
And we are K&G Culture. We want to say thank you to our culture family.